Have you ever had an idea that just wouldn't leave you alone? Maybe you've thought about starting a YouTube channel. You've imagined sharing your story, encouraging others, or even building something that could create extra income. But then that little voice in your head says, "You're too old. You don't know enough. Nobody wants to hear from you." I know that voice because I've heard it too. Today, I want to tell you why I stopped listening to that voice and why I believe starting a YouTube channel in your 50s might be one of the best decisions you ever make. So let's dive in. Reason number one, your life experience is your superpower. Let me say that again. Your life experience is your superpower. One of the greatest gifts that comes with getting older is perspective. When we were younger, we're still figuring life out, but by the time we reach our 50s, we've lived through experiences that have shaped us into who we are today. We've celebrated successes, made mistakes, overcome disappointments, and learned lessons that no textbook could ever teach us. Maybe you've raised children while working full-time. Maybe you've cared for aging parents, survived a difficult marriage, changed careers, started over financially, or rebuilt your life after a setback. Those experiences have given you something priceless: wisdom. And here's what I've learned about YouTube. People don't just watch videos to be entertained. They watch because they're looking for someone who understands them. Someone right now is searching YouTube for answers that you already have. They may be asking, how do I start over after 50? How do I build confidence again? Can I start a business later in life? How do I reinvent myself? Your experiences may be exactly what they need to hear. Don't underestimate the value of your story just because you've lived it. What feels ordinary to you could completely change someone else's perspective. Let me ask you this. What is one life lesson you've learned that you wish someone had taught you years ago? I'd love to hear it in the comments, so let me know. Reason number two, people want authenticity, not perfection. One of the biggest misconceptions about YouTube is that you need to look like a television host or have a professional studio, and you don't. Think about the creators you enjoy watching. Chances are, it's not because they have the most expensive camera or the fanciest editing. It's because they feel genuine. You trust them. They make you feel like you're having a conversation instead of watching a performance. That's exactly what people are looking for today, especially after 50. We value authenticity. We don't need filters or perfect lighting to connect with someone. We connect through honesty. You don't have to pretend your life has always been perfect. In fact, it's often the challenges you've overcome that make your story meaningful. When you're willing to be yourself, you give other people permission to do the same thing. And that's where real connection begins. Reason number three, you don't need expensive equipment. I can't tell you how many people tell me they're waiting until they can afford the right camera before they start. Can I let you in on a little secret? Your audience cares far more about what you have to say than what camera you're using. Many successful creators built their channels with nothing more than a smartphone, just like I am. You can start with your phone, natural lighting from a window, a quiet room, and a simple tripod, and I have all of them. That's enough. Will you eventually want to upgrade? Of course, possibly. But don't spend months researching equipment when you could spend that time creating content. The only way to improve is by pressing record. Remember, every creator starts somewhere. Don't let perfection keep you from making progress. Reason number four, confidence comes from taking action. This might be the biggest lesson I've learned. So many of us think confidence comes first. We tell ourselves, I'll start when I feel ready. I'll start when I'm more confident. I'll start when I know more. But confidence doesn't work that way. Confidence is built through action. The first time you record a video, it might feel awkward. I know mine did. The first time you hear your own voice, you might cringe. The first time you publish a video, your heart might race. That's normal. Every successful YouTuber has felt those same emotions. The difference isn't that they weren't scared. The difference is that they didn't let fear make the decision for them. Every video you create teaches you something new. Every upload builds your confidence. One day, you'll look back at your first video and smile because you'll realize how far you've come. I know I did. Reason number 5, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. This reason is the heart behind everything I do. For so many years, I believed life followed a timeline. Go to school, build a career, raise a family, then settle down. But life doesn't always follow that script. Sometimes after 50, we finally have that freedom to ask ourselves an important question. What do I want? Maybe you've spent decades taking care of everyone else, your children, your spouse, your career, your family. Now it's your turn. Starting a YouTube channel isn't just about making videos. It's about giving yourself permission to dream again, to learn something new, to challenge yourself, to create something meaningful, and maybe, just maybe, inspire someone else to believe it's not too late for them either. That's why I started this channel, because I believe this chapter isn't the end of my story, it's the beginning of one of the most exciting chapters yet. If you're watching this today, I hope you'll stop asking yourself, am I too old? Instead, ask yourself, what if this is exactly the right time? Because I truly believe it is. If there's one thing I hope you take away from today's video, it's this. You don't need to be younger. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Your story matters, your voice matters, and there are people waiting to hear what only you can share. If you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, let today be the day you believe in yourself. I'd love to know what's been holding you back from starting your channel. Leave a comment below because I'd love to encourage you. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos about building confidence, starting over, and creating a life you love after 50. And remember this, new adventures, new you, no limits. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.